They got me feeling like I'm academics.
It's hard to call what's happening in this Durk case. Why? It's either Durk is completely cooked or the government is grasping for straws, which means he has a great chance. Now, it's hard to tell without us seeing everything. Let me explain the current situation. So the government is now using witnesses from another crime. Now, they've teased this idea to paint Durk as some criminal mastermind that got multiple people killed. Now, they claim there's about 3 to 4 bodies or murders that they claim that they could pin on Durk, or they believe he's behind, but they haven't charged him for. Now, they then eventually did like kind of like a RICO, but it was like a conspiracy charge. It's not necessarily RICO, which means that the government doesn't really have full proof that Durk is who they're claiming he is, which is a guy who's ordered mad murders. However, one related case that they said that they were thinking about adding, right, which is the Chicago murder of Stephon Mack. If you don't know, Stephon Mack was the guy who was kind of blamed for the killing of his brother, D-Thing. D-Thing got killed coming out of Club O, which, you know, that's still very surreal to me. So Lil Durk's brother, Club O, D-Thing, he got killed coming out of the club. And, yeah, this was the club like the morning after.
Y'all just made me drive this far. Y'all owe me some gas money, gang. This ridiculous. But
so, you know, Durk is popping now. D-Thing goes to this club. There's varying reports about what happened. They're saying he's there kind of almost popping it a bit, like, you know, like he's that nigga. And some other people say, well, it's other people who are kind of ops in the building, and they get into a shouting match, and niggas shoot him right in the head. Right? So there's varying reports of, like, why this went down.
Ooh. Okay. What they got going
anyway,
on up here? I might be back. But yeah, this is his blood that's still on the ground right here.
And yeah, like so crazy, like the blood outside of the door of the thing was still on the ground when the person went there. It can't be the next day because I would think it would be a crime scene, like still taped off. Anyway, the point of me saying that is the person blamed for that, or the people blamed for that, one of them was this guy named Stephon Mack. Now, Stephon Mack was murdered like a couple days after D-Thing died, and supposedly that was the slide-in. That was the get back. Durk supposedly raps about it when he says, the day my brother died, that's when them niggas died too. Like, you know, and go ask the ops over there, next day they was down to. Basically almost in a very odd, not odd way, but in a really creepy way, kind of like basically saying, yo, like, nigga, we got them niggas killed. Where he said, so we be sliding through the blood, no, whatever. Oh, my brother D-Thing just got killed and I've been slow since. Where is that? Is it this song or am I tripping? I told Vaughn to leave that bitch alone. She only posts on OnlyFans. Catch him at apartments because they be in. That's her only chance. They don't be outside like you think they has to be on the gram. Old ops fucking with the new ops. Oh, man. That shit merch. We've been through there. That shit like Ghostland. My brother D-Thing just got killed, and I've been slow since. But we got back on their ass. I bet they know this. And on bro, I'm speaking facts. They say know this. Keep the police out of my business. We don't post shit. Okay. What song? Is it a different song? It's a different song, huh? Wait, why can't I see my chat? Oh, okay. You're right. That was a different song. My bad, chat. Y'all right about that. It was on Fuck My Cousin. Pause. Yeah. It was Fuck My Cousin. Yeah, that's when he said it. So on Fuck My Cousin, which is Lil Zay Osama song, he says, let me look up the one with Durk. Part 2. Okay, here we go. Yeah, on this song, He says, what the fuck? What? Why can't I find it? All right, whatever. Okay. Fuck my cousin. I told him he got to go and get shot. He slid through the night my brother died. If you was there, just know you dying too. Asked the ops over west. Next day, they ass was down too. Held fire in the back of that Glock. Sound like the switch is soundproof. That nigga could rap, man. God damn. And I agree to keep your son name on my mom. Okay, yeah. So basically, he kind of bragged that if you were there or responsible for his brother dying, you're dying too, nigga. Like, he basically just announced that. Interested. Okay, so here's the interesting part about that. The two guys who did the murder of Stephon Mack, which supposedly is the get back for Durk's brother D thing, they have now pled guilty. Now, it's a little bit like convoluted. And if you don't understand how the feds work, I've said this many times, but I'm going to explain a little bit again. So there's mandatory minimums for every crime. Okay? It's a really simple process. For example, if you get convicted of murder for hire or anything with conspiracy of murder, the mandatory minimum is life in prison. Okay? Now, these guys, they got convicted, well, they got charged, and if you don't know, it's Stephon Mack and, AJ Montgomery and, something Wilson. What's this nigga's name? Fuck. It's Montgomery Wilson.
Thanks to Jam, the killer found out that he was beat out, the money, thanks to Jam telling him. So it says Montgomery Wilson explains to CS that the bounty for the killing Young and Mac was $70,000 and that Montgomery Wilson tried to get the amount increased to $90,000. In a second, Montgomery Wilson explained to the CS that individual A, which is Lil Durk, contributed $50,000 to Mac murder bounty. Individual A gave up $50,000, shorty. Thanks to Jam, the killer found out that he was beat out, the money, thanks to Jam telling him. So it says Montgomery Wilson explains to CS that the bounty for the killing Young and Mac was $70,000 and that Montgomery Wilson tried to get the amount increased to $90,000. In a second, Montgomery Wilson explained to the CS that individual A, which is Lil Durk, contributed $50,000 to Mac murder bounty. Individual A gave up $50,000, shorty. Thanks to Jam, the killer found out that he was beat out, the money.
My bad. I don't know who just called me. All right. Anyway. So, long story short, the way it works in the feds, if you get convicted of a crime, the judge cannot sentence you below what's called a mandatory minimum. There's a lot more leeway by judges when it comes to state cases where in certain states they could actually just really, it's really discretionary. Who the fuck is calling me? Some rappers call me, but I don't know who it is. How do I get on the line? Oh my God. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to get on this line. It's like a real important call coming in. My bad, chat. Fuck. It's a real important call. Damn. I got to play something. Give me 1 second, chat. It's like rappers don't know I'm streaming.
So I went to a
Rapping about dead bodies and all this. Y'all make up an excuse for that. But now that I'm getting my money.
All right, my bad, chat. I know. I was like, where the fuck this nigga done went? All right. My bad. It was a little urgent, little call. We good though. What the fuck? Wait, what the? Give me 1 second. Yo, am I tripping? Was King Akademiks not on this whole time? Oh, this thing it said my name? What happened to King Akademiks? Anyway, chat, the point is this. The two shooters who supposedly killed the guy who killed who killed the guy, Stefan Mack, who they're blaming for the murder of D-Thing, those two shooters, they have now kind of pled guilty. What does that mean? If you're going to plead guilty in a trial or a case where it's a mandatory minimum of life in prison, usually you're cooperating. Who's the only person they could cooperate against? Remember, they got charged for murder for hire. Would be the person who hired you, right? So the thought is the killers are trying to get 30 years, whatever, right? They know they're going to do some time, right? But they'll have a chance to come out of prison because its mandatory minimum is life in prison. But if the mandatory minimum is waived, the only way it's waived is if you get what's called a 5K1 letter or a Rule 35, but that's post-sentencing. So since he's not sentenced yet, it's called a 5K1 letter, and that will be submitted by the prosecutor during sentencing to the judge to say, hey, this person has helped us solve another crime or got more people or give us some information that you could go beyond what's the mandatory minimum. That's one of the only ways a judge could ignore the mandatory minimums in federal court. So with that, it gives these guys a chance to be able to go serve some time and get out of prison at some point. So that's the situation, but now it's setting up that they're telling. So if the shooters are telling, they're going to tell on the nigga who paid them. The person who paid them, they're claiming is Lil Durk. Right? I don't know. Why is this off? Yeah, I don't know why King AK went down or King Akademiks went down. Anyway, so that's the whole point. They pled guilty 2 months ago. The government is now unveiling it in their case that they pled guilty, which now we're starting to find out the prosecutors or the U.S. government has a bunch of people that are going to be telling on Durk. They got Vonnie. They got one of the shooters in the Lil Pop situation. They have the two shooters from the Stefan Max situation. And also possibly they have a cooperant that might be from the situation where Vaughn was in when they shot outside the window at the guy. That's back in Atlanta. So essentially, it looks like the government either they're a little bit desperate or they're really just trying to bake Durk, and they possibly have over 5 cooperants, right? There's 2 shooters. They have now 3 shooters, Vonnie, and then another guy from the Atlanta situation. So they're coming with a lot of cooperants. Also, this OTF Jam thing might be in the mix. They are making sure Durk is going to be well baked. He's going to be well done if we're talking about steak here. So how is he going to play that? How does he get out of this? Remember, when it comes to like these type of charges, especially with conspiracy, is I used to take the approach of the government a lot of times likes to throw a lot of shit in the mix that a juror could be like, it ain't no way this person's not guilty of everything. So if I vote guilty, I'm probably making the right decision. You get what I'm saying? That's what they were trying to do with the Young Thug situation too, right? They threw so much shit into the mix. The thought was, well, that nigga, even if he didn't do the main crime that we were trying to prove, that nigga probably did some shit anyway. And that was the thing, right? So, not gonna lie, I don't think it looks necessarily good for Durk. I think there's an uphill battle. He's still trying to submit a motion for the indictment to be dismissed. I don't think that's gonna work. Also, he's trying to sever the counts. I don't think that's gonna work. Of course, because this is, keep in mind, where's the charge? Actually, no, it's not the indictment. But because they have conspiracy in there, they want to charge everybody and try them together. When people aren't tried together, they have a bigger advantage, especially if the government is claiming conspiracy, right? So it's kind of fucked up. But Durk is, he's gonna be going through it. He's gonna be going through it, man. I can't even lie to you. All right, so that's the latest update. So now we find out 2 shooters are telling. They claim that Durk has possibly ordered over 5 murders. They actually suggest over 10. But the ones that we're seeing that we could actually identify a decedent, which is someone who died, and we know there's active cases for, seems like there's about 2 or 3. And they're trying to roll up whatever investigations they had going on about Durk into this situation here, that they could make sure no matter what, Durk doesn't walk out of that jail or that courtroom. So it's going to be a tough time for my boy Schmerkio, man, but it's crazy. Anyway, here we go.